Stop. Time moves forward, but what happens when your body's internal clock seems to slow down? Have you ever wondered whether, after 60, you can still experience the fullness of a vigorous erection without relying on pills? In the next few minutes, you'll discover the food that science and ancient wisdom point to as key to revitalizing your intimate life. Many older men feel that sexual vitality fades with age. It's not just a matter of desire, but of physiology. As Seneca said, the body is the house of the soul. When its foundations weaken, the spirit suffers as well. I am your companion on this journey of self-knowledge and well-being, and by the end of this episode you will have a concrete plan, based on science and the discipline of Stoic thought, to restore the strength of your erections. First, let's understand the physiology of erections in maturity. Sexual arousal translates into blood flow that fills the corpora cavernosa of the penis. Over the years, vascular elasticity decreases, the production of nitric oxide, the messenger that relaxes muscles and allows dilation, declines, and nerve response may become slower. This combination leads to what many describe as less firm erections. But how can we counteract this process without resorting to pharmacological interventions? This is where the wisdom of the ancients comes in. Epictetus reminds us that it is not external things that disturb us, but our opinions about them. In other words, we can choose to respond to physiological decline with a strategy based on nutrition, breathing, and mindset. The food at the center of today's discussion is beetroot. Its high content of dietary nitrates acts as a precursor to nitric oxide. When we consume beetroot, our body converts these nitrates into nitrites and, ultimately, into nitric oxide, promoting vasodilation and improving blood flow. Modern studies show that regular intake of beetroot juice increases nitric oxide availability in the blood, which translates into improved vascular function and, consequently, a better erectile response. Science is clear: what nourishes the blood vessels also fuels vitality. In addition, beetroot contains antioxidants such as betalains, which combat oxidative stress, one of the roots of vascular aging. But how can you incorporate this vegetable without turning it into a burden? The key lies in daily discipline, another Stoic principle. Marcus Aurelius advised that life is what your thoughts make of it. Thus, we can create a morning ritual that includes a glass of fresh beetroot juice, combined with a splash of lemon to enhance the absorption of its active compounds. This simple act becomes an act of self-care, a statement that we are still capable of influencing our own physiological destiny. Let's move now to the next pillar: lifestyle. Moderate physical activity, such as brisk walking or practicing yoga, stimulates natural nitric oxide production and strengthens cardiovascular health. Deep breathing, practiced during moments of relaxation, regulates the autonomic nervous system, reducing the anxiety that often accompanies erectile dysfunction. The combination of a nitrate-rich diet, regular exercise, and a calm mind forms the triad that Stoics would call virtue, discipline, and self-mastery. In summary, beetroot is not a miracle cure, but it is a powerful tool within a holistic approach. If you apply these principles consistently, you will be cultivating not only the health of your blood vessels, but also the inner calm that allows desire to manifest without obstacles. What do you think about integrating this food into your routine? If this is opening your eyes, subscribe and join us in the next part, where we will explore complementary supplements and mental practices that will consolidate your transformation. And now, as we reach the final stretch of this journey, it is worth pausing for a moment to observe the complete architecture of the plan we have been building, like someone contemplating the dome of a temple that, piece by piece, has been erected with the precision of a craftsman and the serenity of a philosopher. Beetroot, that humble red root that has emerged as the protagonist of our story, forms the mineral foundation of this structure. It provides nitrates that, once transformed into nitric oxide, relax the arteries and promote blood flow, an internal river that, when flowing with vigor, nourishes the erectile zone like water feeding fertile fields. On this foundation rises the second layer: conscious movement. This is not about recommending impossible marathons or demanding gym routines detached from reality. It is enough to walk briskly, perhaps a lap around the park each morning, or to practice yoga in the calm of your living room, where each posture opens a gateway to circulation and deep breathing. Breathing, simple yet powerful, acts as a regulator of the autonomic nervous system, Inhaling through the nose, holding for a few seconds, and exhaling slowly helps calm the anxiety that often slips in like a shadow during intimacy. The third layer, inner balance, is nourished by the Stoic philosophy woven throughout this narrative. Let us recall Epictetus' teaching: it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. In the context of later life sexuality, that interpretation can become a story of limitation or one of empowerment. Adopting a mindset of active acceptance, where we acknowledge age-related changes but commit to responding with action rather than resignation, generates an energy that enhances both willpower and physiological response. To this body and mind framework, we can add a fourth element: complementary supplements that, under the guidance of a health professional, can serve as reinforcements. L-arginine, an amino acid precursor to nitric oxide, has been studied for its ability to improve vasodilation. Maca root extract, revered since ancient Andean times, provides adaptogens that support energy and desire. Antioxidants such as coenzyme Q10, found in quality supplements, help mitigate oxidative damage that over time compromises vascular elasticity. Each of these components should be viewed as a supporting piece, never as a standalone solution. Their effectiveness is maximized when integrated within a nitrate-rich diet, regular exercise, and consistent mental practice. Now, how do we consolidate all this knowledge into a routine that does not feel like a burden, but rather a daily affirmation of self-care? Imagine waking up at dawn, preparing a glass of freshly squeezed beetroot juice, adding a splash of lemon, and before drinking it, dedicating a few minutes to conscious breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale slowly for 6. This seemingly simple act becomes a ritual that aligns body and mind, setting the tone for a day guided by intention. Nourish the vessels, move the body, and calm the mind. Then, take a brief 15-minute walk, unhurried, observing your surroundings, letting each step become a form of moving meditation. Upon returning, a short stretching session or a yoga posture that opens the chest, followed by a brief reflection, perhaps writing a Stoic phrase in a journal that resonates with the moment. True strength is born from inner discipline. Through this sequence, a chain of habits is formed that, when repeated consistently, creates a solid path toward improved erectile function and, at the same time, a more fulfilling and serene life. In practice, results do not appear overnight. Stoic patience teaches us to accept the natural rhythm of growth. Every small improvement, greater circulation, reduced anxiety, enhanced confidence is a victory worth celebrating. Ask yourself at the end of each week what changes you have noticed, what obstacles have arisen, and how you have faced them with the virtue that philosophers describe as the ability to transform adversity into opportunity. This self-evaluation not only reinforces commitment but also sharpens your perception of what works for you, allowing for personalized adjustments that respect your biological and emotional rhythm. Having walked this path, it is time to recap the essential pillars that sustain transformation. First, regular intake of beetroot or nitrate-rich foods, which act as vascular fuel. Second, moderate physical activity, which keeps the cardiovascular system active. Third, deep breathing and mindfulness, which balance the nervous system. Fourth, Stoic philosophy, which provides the mental compass to navigate the inevitable changes of aging. And fifth, strategic supplementation, which acts as reinforcement under professional supervision. When these components converge, they create a synergy that goes beyond mere physical improvement and extends into overall well-being. Before closing, I would like to invite you to a final reflection. Imagine that each day is a blank page, and that you, as the author of your own life, have the ability to write words of strength, discipline, and hope upon it. What story do you want to tell about your vitality after 60? The answer, like any good Stoic narrative, depends on the conscious decision you make right now. Choose, then, to nourish your body with foods that honor your blood vessels, to move your body with intention, to calm your mind with breath and thought, and to surround yourself with knowledge that empowers your spirit. In that choice lies the key that opens the door to a satisfying sexual life and a purposeful existence. If this journey has resonated with you, if any of these ideas has sparked curiosity or action, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us which habit you are ready to incorporate, or what has been your greatest challenge in maintaining sexual health in later life. Your experience may guide someone else on their path. If you found this content valuable, Give it a thumbs up. This simple gesture helps more people discover these tools. And of course, if you are not yet part of this community that seeks to live philosophy in everyday life, subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, where we will dive deeper into strategies for holistic well-being in later life. Always remember, age is a measure of time, not of capability. As Marcus Aurelius taught, your life is what you make it. With discipline, knowledge, and the calm that comes from reflection, you can continue writing vigorous and fulfilling chapters, no matter how many years you have lived. May this knowledge become your ally, may each day be an opportunity to strengthen your health and confidence, and may the energy we plant today blossom into the fullness of your intimate relationships. Thank you for joining us in this episode. May ancient wisdom and modern science guide your path, and may consistent practice lead you to experience the vitality you deserve. Until next time, and remember, transformation begins with a small step, a glass of juice, a breath, a reflection. See you soon.